What's up guys, welcome back for another YgoPro Duel video. Next match, Cross-Banlist Cup. Second match here in the top 16 playoffs. Well, two titans I guess. Finally, Qliphort made it to the top 16 cutoff. So first of all, you have Qliphort from 2014, basically when they were first released, heavily relying on the floodgates like Vanity's Empties and Skill Drain, of course. So that's definitely the biggest advantage that Qliphort have over this, this powerhouse, this huge force of a deck being True King Dinosaur Zing. A deck from 2017, by the way, right before the new Master Rule 4. A Titan, right, with the Earth True King as well, and, triple diagram, Northern Access, double Danglong as well. I mean, I don't need to introduce this particular deck. So which deck has the advantage? Well, the first time I saw this, like the percentages and the voting from the people from the previous video, indeed, I was like, whoa, really? Like from the previous video we had that like True Draco as a huge anti-meta deck with all the floodgates against something like Necros, and it was a sweep in favor of True Dracos. And now I kind of feel the same way with, Qliphort, triple emptiness, triple skill drain, I think 2 Phoenix Chain to prevent the Oviraptor from triggering, so it kind of feels like this, or at least I'm going in this particular matchup with kind of the same feeling of those huge anti-meta decks with all of their floodgates over the quote-unquote regular decks. But yeah, I can't really call True King Dinosaur Zing a regular deck, but you know what I mean. Although, the biggest difference here between True King Dinosaur Zing and Necros from the previous video is that the Dinosaur deck is running the, I believe, double? Is it 2 Galaxy Cyclone? I think so. Yeah, I think so. So it's running, well, it's main necking the Spell and Trap, Destruction, Disruption, and that's definitely needed against, a deck like, or anti-meta that use multiple floodgates like Emptiness, like Skill Drain. So anyway, losing the die roll here. I'm playing with Qliphort and this is definitely an okay opening hand, if I go first, that is. With the Skill Drain, I don't think there is a Galaxy Cyclone, so a Skill Drain would definitely be very sweet here, preventing the Oviraptor from triggering, but going second against a deck like True King Dinosaur Zing, and the problem that good old Qliphort isn't really main-necking any hand traps like, well, Veiler, Ash Blossom, etc. is a huge problem against, again, True King Dinosaur Zing. So nothing to, if, Qliphort goes second, there is nothing I can do. The consistency of the deck is quite high here in case of the Dinosaur deck. The consistency of opening with like Baby, Field Spell, Dragonic Diagram, that is, to get, the Oviraptor Surge, etc, etc, and eventually special summoning like your Danglong and, well, get like Trishula, etc, like True King or Calamities on the field. Not that big of a deal against Qliphort, but again, those multiple negations and multiple pluses, that's definitely a big deal against any deck, not against only, or at least not only against Qliphort. But the thing here is, Qliphort definitely want to go first to still have a chance, right? I mean, going second, you need to open very solid and kind of hope that the True King Dinosaur deck kind of quote-unquote bricks, or at least is not able to end with like Tornado Dragon or Lagia and Conductor Tyranno or whatever, right? And that's with, the consistency of 2017 True King Dinosaur Zing. That's a problem. That's definitely a problem. Okay, so no back row, that's good, no cards left in the hand, and I have my full scale setup. This should be game. Again, I still have my normal summon ready, so I can pump out either Stealth or Disc, whatever, to get the extra special summons, but there is enough fuel on the field, so no need to go for Disc, but Stealth, bouncing back a monster. Yeah, indeed, I can just attack for game, right? No need to, at least, no need to explain this, right? You can see what happens. So basically standard Qliphort stuff. Pendulum Mechanic Master Rule 3, by the way. So going second here this time again, game number 3, and my opening hand is good going first. We see Phoenix Chain, which could be good against something like the one of Cyclone. Again, only 2 Cyclone in the opponent's deck here in the True King deck. The Skill Drain Mind Crush is actually quite good against the deck as well. Visco Space Typhoon, of course, very sweet against the field spells, so this is definitely a solid hand if going first. But nope, going second, and again I get trished into Calamities into, you know, 9 pillars, and you know, 9 pillars basically the Solemn Judgment. Of course, it's going to negate the Mystical Space Typhoon to trigger the special summon level 3, not sure about the name, and the Tuner to immediately synchro summon during the opponent's turn as well. And again, Arclight, basically a macro cosmos for both players, but most importantly, it's basically another Solemn Judgment, right? Negating something from your opponent by tributing itself. Venus Chain is going to prevent my opponent from attacking for the game indeed. Drawing another, yeah. Mind Crush now is live because there is an option to discard the card in my hand, but again, wouldn't make much sense not setting the Skill Drain and Venus Chain, but it's not going to matter, right? So game number 4, this is an okay opening hand. Snatch Steal is good against something like True King of all Calamities, again the Mystical Space Typhoon in the opening hand. Sad, there is another copy of Dragonic Diagram indeed, and here I think this was a good play, using the Mind Crush on the Baby Ceratosaurus. Again, he's still the normal summon, right? So there was always a chance of him just normal summoning the Baby Ceratosaurus to use the Oviraptor and then, you know, eventually use the Earth True King, etc, etc. But nope, Mind Crush says no, and I'm a bit unfortunate, right? Get free information as well, but the most important thing here, prevent him from, you know, setting up his combos, his negations, and that opening hand eventually led him to breaking, right? A well-timed Mind Crush sealed the deal. So it's going into a fifth, like a fifth game, I guess, the fifth duel, but the problem here for Qliphort again going second, and that's just a bust opening hand here, using Instant Fusion as well. Basically is a solid extender to first of all go for TG Hyper Librarian indeed, and this will give him, thanks to the, you know, the Instant Fusions for Northern, I think like 2 or 3 draws. The first Synchro Summon for Danglong, the second Synchro Summon and the second draw here for Trishula, and then the potential third draw for the third Synchro Summon here for Herald, again during my turn that is. And let's not forget, Trishula again getting the extra plus here by banishing a card from my hand, and on top of that going for Calamities for some negations and some prevent your opponent from attacking. And let's not forget, you know, the Arclight, or, you know, the Herald negating something from the opponent as well. So it's advantage in 2 ways, the opponent gaining cards and prevent, or, you know, multiple negations as well. And this was just too huge, too big of a plus here on on the True King Dinosaur Zings behave. So nothing I can do. We have, I think we have a well-deserved winner going first. Again, kinda predicted by some people here, as you saw in the comments. Going first, of course, in most situations is very important, but if you're playing against something like anti-meta, like True Dracos, like Qliphorts, going first is very important. Well, in case of True Dracos, you can definitely go second, right? Because True Dracos is just ridiculous as a deck. Just an extra duel again to prevent spoilers, like always, right? I think Qliphort is going first, and this is a decent opening hand. Sadly, no scout. I think my last set here is a Mystical Space Typhoon. Not really sure about this, but you know, I could use Mystical Space Typhoon on my own sacrifice to search Scout, but I was like, nah, that doesn't really seem that great, especially because of the monolith. What can I do, right? I think keeping the Typhoon was better in case of a diagram. But this opening hand is good, and it kinda, well, no, this opening hand is not that great. I mean, if my set was an empty, yeah, indeed, I think I didn't see like an emptiness during this whole duel. No. I have Skill Drain as well, but Venus Chain, but no Vanity's Emptiness, and if there was an emptiness there, I think I would have had this duel, prevent the Northern from coming out, right? But nope, that wasn't the case. That's how it is, if, but that's not what happened here. So again, a well-deserved winner. We have True King Dinosaur Zings moving on to the top 8. Qliphort is still in a tournament. They will move on to the left side / the losers bracket. The next matchup we have a little in the middle here on the right side. We have Infernities versus Geargias. So again, like always, feel free to leave your prediction which deck is going to win this one. Either Infernities from 2014 versus Geargias. Basically, yeah, 2 decks from the same age. Again, top right corner, feel free, you know, like vote in the I symbol, or like always, feel free to leave a comment down below. Personally, I feel that Infernities should have the slight advantage here over Geargias, but it kind of feels again like 50-50. Going first might be important, especially in case of Geargias. You know, the back rows, the sets, Venus Chains, etc. So But again, feel free to leave a vote, right? Okay, that's it. Guys, thanks for watching and feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.